Merry New Year! No, Christmas.
No, it's Christmas.
All right.
Dope.
Merry Christmas. Get stuffed.
What?
It is getting closer to that thing.
Yeah, no.
I'm getting a little bit more excited because we seem to be wrangling this monster again and have a bit of control on it. Today, Catherine, going to talk about the Scotch and in particular Cadenheads, because we have a lorry load of Cadenheads in this month's auction. And there's still more. I didn't pull them all in. And Cadenheads is really a flag bearer for the Scotch whiskey industry, because they've everything. I mean, it's a fantastic thing. I often say that the Celtic cask selection out of Irish whiskey, out of the Celtic Whiskey Shop, doesn't get, you giggling, that might get stuffed, doesn't get half the love that it deserves, because they've put together, now 37, 38 different releases from different distilleries, finished in different ways, different ages and all that sort of stuff. Well, everybody jumps up and down about Cadenheads, and Cadenheads have done the same thing. Cadenheads have gone even further, right? They've done rums and all different spirits as well. But in this month's auction, we have lots of them. And one of the things that I wanted to start off with is they not only fly the flag for Scotch whiskey, but they've also got, Australian, Tasmanian, Swedish. I'm Helga from Sweden.
You're definitely not a Helga.
No? I'm Helga from Sweden. Would you like some beef jerky?
Beef jerky.
American bourbon, Heaven Hill, 10-year-old from Heaven Hill. That'll be a nice one to taste as well. But again, it just shows the length and breadth of what Cadenheads have done. And then Cadenheads have the funny handshake group where you get into the back room and they have these cage bottles and yada 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 that I don't fully understand. I've never really given Cadenheads, not that I haven't given them much attention, it's just I'm aware of them, but I've never really got into them, and because I have always focused on Irish whiskey. But there's loads of them. And there's just so many different ones, and they come in different ages. There's one from Glenfarclas, 26-year-olds. So that would have been from the old Glenfarclas distillery with the flame-fed pots. That would be nice to taste. Speyside, 26-year-old. Distilled in 1990, bottled in 2016. Under 228 bottles. That's the other thing, is that a lot of them have all small bottles. So that Tasmanian one, 180, and that's Cradle Mental from the Small Concern Whiskey Distillery. Macmira, there's only 258 of those. There's 240 of the American bourbons. One from Speyside from the Glenroth. Speyside. Glenroth is, how do you say that without you're pronouncing your T's and your H's? Glenroth, Glenlivet Distillery, 21-year-old. This one, Glenrothes. When I see that bottle and Spirit of Freedom and the blended Scotch whiskey, William Morris coming over the hill shouting "Freedom!" That's what that bottle shoots.
Really, that was my ear.
But that's what happens in my head when I see that bottle.
Holy
it's just
shitballs.
Freedom!
Right.
And he's running down the hill,
Yes.
with his innards hanging out and stuff like that. Maybe that's a bridge too far. Ardbeg, 26-year-old. Mortlock Distillery, a 27-year-old. Glen Scotia.
Where are we?
Glen Scotia. 26-year-old, and that is a Brook Laddock 25-year-old whiskey. And all the Waterford lads have just shit themselves. They might have done other things as well, but we're not talking about that.
No.
That is a Glenmorangie in a ceramic bottle.
That's actually pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
That is.
It is 70 CL Glenmorangie. It was done for the 150 years of the Glenmorangie distillery. There's one for you. I think it was the Mortlock I was looking up earlier on because I didn't know too much about it. 1823 that distillery was founded in. It's still going since 1823. Diageo now own a big house of thing went and here's a load of money, bugger off. But 1823 is not mad to think. I know Bushmills have the 1627 or 49. It's like bingo. I think they just make up the numbers in front of it. Check! Check!
That's like me in certain cars.
That's like you in certain cars. Back to the Cadenheads.
Yes.
No, but yeah, that's mad, isn't it? 1823. Back to the Cadenheads.
I'm getting dizzy.
I know, yeah, so am I. That is from Trinidad. Yeah, man, Trinidad and Tobago. 21-year-old rum. That is an 11-year-old rum, 13-year-old rum, and a 19-year-old rum. All from, that one's actually produce of Venezuela.
Oh, right, okay.
Venezuela. Huh? There's one for you. Dominican Republic. So, Cadenheads, as I say, they've got a great presence in this month's auction. They've literally, it's a, you know...
Oh, there's tons of them.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, and the thing about, you know, the Celtic, or when they've done that, the Celtic Cast series, or Cadenheads, or what Daithí's doing in W.D. O'Connell, Bonders do these things, and they're not going to put out muck. They're not going to put out bad whiskey. They're deliberately going through and finding the right casks and finding the right stocks, and they taste it and get the profile right. Whereas, I'm not saying that the distilleries do it, but distilleries can have a bad run, and they sort of have to put out stock to sort of keep the bills coming in. Whereas Daithí and Ali and Celtic and Cadenheads go and find casks and find barrels and get them blended. There is one, where did I see it? That's the Scottish one. Freedom! Blend contains 62 different Scotch whiskies. I think that's amazing. I know some of it is teaspooning, and they put in, you know, it was shown to a bottle of 60-year-old whiskey and I put in yeah. But the skill of a blender, and I've talked about this in another video that we're going to show next week, the skill of a blender is really a dark art, because, you know, they're bringing together taste, and they're developing a taste profile from different flavours and different casks and all that sort of stuff. So it really is a skill.
It's a skill, definitely.
That'll be one to taste. And when you're drinking it, think
No.
of William Wallace shouting.
Don't.
The Scotch Malt Whisky Society.
They do mental stuff.
I think there's a me working there.
There has to be.
Who in the name of Holy Begorra comes up with the names?
Begorra. Where did you find that one?
Oh, I'm wearing a pullover, love, don't you know?
It's a Guernsey.
Begosh Begorra. I'm wearing a pullover. And then when the copper stopped me, he was shouting, pull over. I said, no, thanks, it's a sweater. Sorry, Oma. Welsh giant in the Jamaican Blue Mountains. What sort of drugs are you on when you come up with a name like that?
The same stuff you take.
That is... No, baby, don't be talking about me taking tablets. I don't take tablets, I swear. Down in the old fruit mines, and this one says twinning. Is that like twinning?
That's what me and Jay do when we wear the same top.
That's his global gathering on the side of it. But we've only a couple of them. We've had more of them in. They do like dangleberry and other fruit bottles. It's just mad shit. And I would love to meet the person that comes up with that, because I reckon a drinking session with me and him would be just...
Maybe it's a her.
Could be a her. Apologies. Being sexist. Don't be sexist. So, if anybody knows the person that comes up with the names for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, get them to reach out to me. We'll just go drinking for the crack, and the mad stuff we'd come up with. Can you imagine the names?
Some of the names, yeah.
Oh, it'd be deadly. I want to do that.
No.
Oh, I so want to do that. Right. I think that's it. There's plenty of other Scottish stuff. Look at this boy sitting here on the end looking at me. Prince of Wales, Welsh whiskey.
There you go.
That's from Welsh Wales. There's another Prince of Wales down there. There's lots of Welsh stuff.
Loads of Scotch.
There is loads of Scotch.
There's plenty of Scotch.
There's plenty of everything this month. There is one there for earlier on when I insulted Omer and his kin. The Grampian Police Force. It was a commemorative bottle that was done for them. It's got the checker flag for racing. I always thought that was a bit strange.
That the coppers had the black.
Had the checker flag, because when you see it, you just go race.
But is that no? The black and white meats. That's the end of the race.
Oh, it's supposed to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, it's just go.
That's why it's a checkered flag.
That's why it's a checkered flag. So that's it. We shall be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is...
Wednesday.
We weren't doing the days of the week. Does anybody know what day of the week it is?
Tomorrow's going to be a sad day.
Why is tomorrow going to be Saturday?
Because we had to push the auction to Thursday.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to fly out to Vienna.
It's very sad. We're supposed
For
to go on
Christmas.
holidays. And I can't. I have to stay at home with my family now.
You were taking your family with you to
Oh, yeah.
Vienna.
Yeah. Anyhow. Right. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.